Conversation. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the movement. We are the movement. We're a motivational organization geared to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a movement to move. And I do that with pride, like Annette Anderson, who likes to roll her neck when we say we are a move meant to move. We want to help you thrust into your purpose so that you can start living the best version of yourself and win. We've tapped into some winners resources. We have winners mindset, and we're seated at the winners table, and we invite you to take a seat with us. Right, Annette?
That is so right. We are so glad you're here with us tonight. And we want you to come on, sit at the table, not just sit, but we're prepared to feed you also tonight. So thank you so much for coming and get ready as we take our steps into our next move in life.
Yes, yes, yes. We're always excited to get started with our discussions. And tonight we have a very, very good topic. As always, I think we always have great topics.
I think so too.
And the funny thing is, we say this so often to our audience that we don't even discuss them beforehand. We give our points to each other. I put together a PowerPoint presentation very blindly. And sometimes I'm looking at Annette's points because for those of you who follow us, you know Annette always have these little nice little sayings. She's a quotologist. I'm not a quotologist. But
Yes.
she is good with the quotes, honey. And so she's a quotologist. So when she shares her information, she's got these little rhymes and these little phrases. I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm always excited to hear what her perspective on what we're going to discuss is going to be. So we're going to jump right into our discussion tonight. And like we say so often, we are not psychologists. We are lifeologists. We have lived, we've experienced some things, and we like to share them from a perspective that everyone can understand and everyone can relate to. And that's what we're going to do on tonight. So our topic tonight, though very, very interesting. I was when and like I said, we put these topics together like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just now getting to the point of actually sharing, some of these things, and they are so in line with where we are today. It always amazes me, Annette, how in tune to the time we are with our topics.
Yeah,
Even
you're
though,
so right.
right, even though we did these in December of 2019, but they're so relevant today. So our topic tonight is keep calm, keep moving, keep believing. One of the toughest things to do right now in this season is to believe.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but it's hard. We're experiencing a very tough season, and we talk about it a lot. And I try to not watch the news all day because it can be extremely depressing, and a lot of things are beefed up, but there's a whole lot of truth. So I try to do more reading than I do of watching the cycle over and over and over again because it is annoying, it is frustrating, but I have to know what's going on. I believe in keeping up with current events. In this season that we're in right now, it seems like there is no end, and it's very hard to believe. And I can be transparent with you all that I wake up every day fighting anxiety.
Mm.
And we speak so often about the power of affirmations. Both of us have actual affirmation ebooks because we believe in getting up every day and getting in the mirror and talking yourself through that tough place because it's hard to get up out of the bed some mornings. It's hard to get moving. It's hard to stay motivated. And so I get up every day fighting anxiety. Some days are better than others, but I keep fighting. I know that if I ever stop fighting, that will be the day that I completely lose it. And I'm determined to keep my good mind, my right mind.
You're all right.
I'm determined to stay in my right mind. But God has a plan for all of us. And no matter how many times we may have messed up or missed the mark, He will keep giving us chance after chance after chance. And I want you to be encouraged today because when God puts something in your heart and you actually take the time to listen to your spirit and not your head, It comes to life, and you will hear and believe for things so incredible and so large that just really in the natural don't make sense.
Yeah, you're right.
You know how you see your vision and your dream? It just doesn't make sense. It's like, I never did it. Oh my God, that's just too big. It's, okay, let me stop dreaming. No, don't stop dreaming. When you get that thing in your spirit and in your head, it brings life. It makes you believe. It makes you excited. And if you're like Annette and myself, and you're doing something that you believe God told you to do, and it doesn't seem to work right now, it doesn't seem to quite add up, things are not moving the way you thought they were going to move, I'm here to tell you tonight, don't give up.
Yeah.
You have to keep believing, because one or two things are going to happen. God will either redirect you, or you just have to wait on him. And when we look at our topic, this is where I'm getting my word from tonight. Keep calm, keep moving, keep believing. And I looked at the word keep.
Mm, okay.
The transitive tense of this verb means to retain in one's possession of power, to fulfill, or to preserve. The intransitive state means to continue without interruption. I want to say that again. To retain in one's possession of power, to fulfill, or to preserve. And then the intransitive tense means to continue without interruption. There's a passage of scripture in Hebrews 10:23 that says, let us hold fast to the profession of our faith without wavering, for he who has promised is faithful. We have to hold on to the promise of our dream, of our vision. It's a promise. God doesn't show you something just to pass the time. He doesn't give you a vision. He doesn't give you a hope. He doesn't give you that just to be entertaining you. No, he got bigger business. He got bigger things to do. He's not going to give you something to entertain you. When he shows you something, when he lays it in your spirit, when he shows you a vision, when he gives you a dream, it's meant. And you have to exercise your faith, and you have to hold fast to it without wavering. You get me? Like, and I know it's hard. Trust me. I say I wake up every day with anxiety. I mean, I understand. Trust me.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking to you from a real place and telling you how I talk myself off of that ledge every day, because it is tough. It's tough when God, because I live by God being my source. My place of business ain't guaranteed to be open, because my place of business is me. So I don't work for a company or a franchise or for the government or for a hospital or for anything that that those will probably be the last things, if ever, to close. No, my work I have to do. And I have to get up every day and fight anxiety and hold fast to the profession of my faith without wavering, because I know that he who has promised me is faithful. God is faithful. And I want you guys to type that in tonight. Type in, God is faithful. God is faithful. And I need you to walk in this thing confidently. I need you to walk in your dream, in your vision, in your hope, in your path, in your purpose, like you belong there. Like it's mine. I belong here. I have a right to this. And we just have to calm down. The title says, keep calm, keep moving, and keep believing. We have to keep. We have to hold on to the possession of that power. We have the power. We have the fulfillment. We have to preserve. And we have to do it without interruption. We just have to keep it moving. Yes, we do. So my first point that I'm going to deal with is confidence is a superpower. Confidence is a superpower. There's so much power in when you're confident about something. I can tell you there's a difference between confidence and conceited. Some people can just be a little puffed up. But when you're confident in something that's a sure thing, that you know that you know that you know, man, please, can't nothing stop you. And that comes with your full capacity to believe what God says. Do you really believe in that? Do you believe God?
Yes.
You
But I
say that with a
believe,
question mark.
yeah, I know, like, so I believe God, but I help my unbelief. And that's what I was thinking about.
You said yes, and I felt a but. And
I believe him.
I'm asking our viewers today. We have viewers both in Zoom. We have a full room in Zoom. We have some people logging on Facebook. I'm asking all of you, do you really believe? Do you really believe God? Are you confident in what God has directed to you and what God has called you to do and what he's saying to you? Are you confident in that? Do you possess that superpower? Because that's what it is. That confidence is a superpower. Because when you do, when you walk in your confidence, oh goodness, I think I'm sharing something else. I'm fire the PowerPoint lady. You know I'm always messing up. When you're confident, when you believe, magic happens.
Okay, now.
Now, I'm not talking about the hocus pocus foolishness. I'm talking about those things that will happen supernaturally in your life. I'm talking about the type of moving that God does, that extraordinary thing, that he will do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think, according to the power that is at work within you. When you believe God like that, then you might as well fold your arms and nod your head or wiggle your nose, twinkle, 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 because God is able to do it just like that. Only he can.
Yes, yes.
It's a superpower.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's the thing. When you walk in your superpower with the right tenacity, with that right attitude, let me tell you something. With confidence, you won before you started. If we would just learn to be confident, it puts you ahead of the game. I don't know about you, but I know that sometimes when I see when I was in the band, which I spent very little time in the band in high school because I had to make a choice between band and chorus. But down and I was in a dance corps. I've been a flagger. I've been on some everything. But down in the little cubby hole area before they come out on the field, they do this little pep talk. Or have you ever seen how the football players, they're huddling, they're going, whoo, whoo,
yeah,
whoo, whoo, and they're like, and they're getting psyched up. They're ready. They're like, like pumping themselves up. So when you have confidence like that, that's a feeling or a consciousness of power. That's that faith or belief that something will act right, will act the way you want to, or it'll prosper, or it'll be effective, that what you are doing will be effective. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Because when you have that confidence, that faith or belief that whatever you are dealing with is going to happen and is going to be effective, that you are going to win, you've already won before you even started. Just like those guys in the cubby hole. They're like, whoo, whoo, and they're ready, and they're psyching themselves up. They go out on the field. They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so they get out on the field, and they be wanting to kill somebody. And if you can keep that, if you can keep that level of confidence, it's a great thing. But it's something terrible when you get like getting banged up, and you start getting tired. Your little growl and turn into a whimper. And that happens to a lot of us. We come into the game, oh man, we're so ready, we're so fired up. You ever met a person who just got saved? Oh my God, they're trying to witness to the tree. They're trying to witness to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, they try to resave you, and you're the one that brought them into the kingdom. So and I'm here to tell you that same fire that you started with, that same tenacity, that same boldness, that same thing that made you come out of the closet and like, you know what? I'm going to believe God. And I know I'm going to have just what I want. I know I'm going to have what I'm supposed to have. That same fire, Danielle, that same fire, Sandy, Ebony, Valerie, LaShavia, I think Yolanda's on here too.
Yeah.
That same fire. If you walk in that level of confidence before you even show up, you've already won. So in that right there, you ought to be praising God and thanking God for the victory. Because you can't lose. You can't lose at this thing. You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible when you have the right confidence. And the other thing is, I want you to understand something. Now, confidence, I said this earlier, confidence is not being conceited. You don't want to be all puffed up in pride, because confidence means that even though I may not always be right, but I'm not afraid to be wrong.
All right. Come on
It's
now.
okay. It's okay to be, everybody's been posting this. I think we posted it with the movement. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to admit, oh, I missed that. Oh, I was wrong. I messed that up. Don't let pride get in the way of your confidence. Don't let it contaminate your superpower, because everybody doesn't get it right all the time. So you may not always have the answer, but you're not afraid to say, you're not afraid to take the hit. You're not afraid to take a fall. Every football player that goes on the field is not going to run a touchdown, or not going to get the field goal, or not going to get the tackle.
True.
Yeah, you're going to get tricked a couple of times. You're going to get tripped. You're going to fall. You're going to get dirty. Like, wow, oh, he got me. He ain't going to get me the next time. But you get right back up. But you go into it in a fearless state with confidence, because you know that sometimes I'm going to miss the mark. I'm not going to always be right. Everything is not going to be peaches and cream. Everything is not going to work away according to the way I think it ought to work. You're not in control. God is.
Right.
It's Him. And when we're confident, we have no room for the seed of doubt. Because what happens with doubt is that it kills more dreams than the failures.
Oh, come on.
Let me tell you. I already told y'all, you're your worst enemy. We're our own worst enemy. We'll mess it up. We'll talk ourselves out of it. We'll cry our way out of it. Oh, it ain't gonna never happen. Oh, I don't know why I even tried to do that. There's no, good things don't happen to me anyway. I always have it hard. And you start speaking all of that foolishness over your life and over your experience and over yourself. And then doubt just comes and sucks the very life out of everything that you have planted, every seed that you've sown, all the hard work that you put in, all of the wonderful things and all of the things that other people sowed into your life, and all the praying and all of the hoping and all the believing. And then the minute that something looks a little off, you allow doubt to come in and just spew all over all of that goodness like a weed. It's like a weed killer in a rose garden. You come and spray all of that poison, all of that doubt, that poisonous doubt all over your dream, all over your vision, and you kill it before it even gets a chance to get out the gate. Exercise your superpower. Exercise your confidence. Because one of the things that happens is that we're so eager to get things going that we deal with that anxiety, and we're nervous and we're shaking. I don't know if you've ever had an anxiety attack. I don't think I've ever had an anxiety attack, but I fight it. I fight that anxious feeling all the time. And the Bible says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication. With thanksgiving, make your requests known unto God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and mind. We have to guard our heart and mind, and we have to walk in confidence and believing God for what He said He was going to do. If He said it, that settles it. Even when you have to talk yourself out of it. Even when you have to talk yourself out of it. So I want you to be encouraged. Now. And I want you to just do this for me. And I want everybody to type this in, because this is what everybody needs to do. Calm down. Just calm down. Just hush. Just calm down. Because everything is going to be okay. Just got to calm down. Calm down.
Yes, Lord. God knows I need to calm myself down. All right, everybody, it's beautiful. Beautiful. It means to be beautiful by being who you are. It means to be comfortable in your own skin, even though we may have some issues going on. You have to learn how to be yourself. How I'm going to walk through this situation. I know it's turbulence, and every day you turn on the news, it's new foolishness, really. But you have to learn how to be beautiful, because when you look in the mirror, you live with that person. If you never get married, if you never do any of those things, you will always live with one person, and that is yourself. And so we have to learn how to be beautiful. And the reason I use that, because it kind of breaks it up and say it's telling you you have to be. You got to learn how to be and how to be you. And in that process, being you, the beautiful of you will come out, because it's something in all of us. We all have something in us. And so tonight I want to talk about a few things, and I want to share with you, and I want to really share my heart tonight. It's clear your mind, your heart is speaking. Clear your mind. Your heart is speaking. In the Bible, in Luke 6:45, the B part, it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so I looked at that scripture, and, because that's why we have to be careful what we say, because a lot of times, when people say something, it's like, oh, I mean to say that. Yeah, you did, because it was in your heart. That was,
Come on.
it was that abundance there. But when I looked at the scripture, and I'm gonna look at least three words before I move on. And I looked up abundance. It's full of what's left over. It's your surplus, your residue, that thing that's on the inside of you. But then also I want to look at the heart. It's your mind and your character, your inner self, and the center of your being. So the abundance speaks from the inner man, that place that place that only really God knows. And then the mouth speaks, and what the mouth does, it presents what's wrong or right issues from a twisted position. So
Mm.
sometime in life, it's a little twisted what we say, and it's a little twisted what we believe. And so that's why we have to learn how to clear the heart, because there's some twisted stuff that comes out of our heart. There's some twisted things that come out of our mouth. And that's what that word means, speak. It means to twist, to distort. So that's why it's so important that we get to the place where we stop distorting and twisting everything, because a lot of times, yes, a lot of stuff going on in the world, but then sometimes we are our own worst enemy. That thing
Right.
that's in our heart is so twisted. And so we have to clear our mind, and then and the heart can really begin to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But also your outer calm leads to inner peace. Outer calm. So fear means a couple of things. I was really looking at this earlier. Fear means to forget everything and run. That's one part of fear. But fear also means to face everything and run. So either you can forget it, or you can face it. So
Mm.
I just decide to face it. You fear something, forget it. I can't get it done. I'll never make it. I'm gonna run. But then fear also say, I'm gonna face everything and I'm gonna still run, because I'm gonna run on to see what the end's gonna be.
Come
So
on
we
now.
have to understand about fear, and then we have to be persistent. Persistence, it guarantees result. I guarantee you, if you keep going, you're gonna have a result. And also this was so interesting to me. I was thinking, I said, I want to be like a duck. I want to be like a duck. See, when you ever see a duck that's swimming in a little pond, a duck is always calm on the surface. Look like everything is going good. But under there, the duck is paddling underneath. He's paddling because he's trying to get to the place he needs to be. So,
True.
I had to learn how, I'm calm, but on the inside, I having some issues and some anxiety attack, and I'm looking good. I'm looking like everything
Mm-hmm.
is going on right. But I want to be like a duck, because a duck is calm on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
But he's paddling. But what a duck is doing, he's actually trying to get somewhere. And sometimes under the surface where nobody can see, you're going through some struggles, you're going through some disappointments, but what you're trying to get somewhere. And sometimes we just have to go through. That just everything just not going to be Sunday. Everything just not going to be so wonderful every day. You be like that duck. You keep paddling. I guarantee you that you'll get where you need to be. And also fear, in uninvited guests. Fear fear just comes on. Fear don't knock on your door. Fear
It
don't
sure
ask you if
doesn't.
it's all right to come in. Fear is an uninvited guest. And what fear does is it mobilizes you. It gets you to the point that you're scared to go to the next level. But I'm here to let you know that your outer calm leads to inner peace. If you learn how to calm yourself down and, begin to meditate, take some time. I don't care if the dishes piled up, the children carrying on. Find a few minutes just to pull yourself together and allow the calmness to come, and that inner peace will come. And then what happens, even when stuff going on, you don't even care. Because why?
Yes.
Yeah, like, look at here, I got other stuff to worry about. I can't be fooled up with this. And so you have to understand how to get there. It's not always easy, because that's why sometimes I even cut off my TV. I do watch what's going on. I like Anita, I want to be informed, but sometimes you get inundated. It just all just coming from left and right, and you just looking like, really, can you be that stupid?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I be thinking in my head, and a lot of times I say it out my mouth, but it is what it is. Also, then believing is a habit. Keep producing. When you believe, you produce passion, and when you believe, what happens? The more you believe, the more you produce. The more you believe, the more you go to the next level. The more you believe, the more you can build your
Come
dream. The
on.
more you believe, the more you can build that vision. If you give up, let me say, I want to drop this nugget in here. If you give up, it means you no longer want it.
Oh,
Simple.
come on now.
Simple. That's a nugget. If you give up, you no longer want it. So that means you got to keep going, and you got to keep believing and keep producing habits and keep doing what you've been called to do. And then what's so interesting, and I was really studying this, and you have to believe what others are doubting. See, other people may doubt it, but you got to believe it.
Come
You
on
can't
now.
you can't always get caught up with what people say, because people have their opinion, but you have to know, you have to know unequivocally that you've been called to do what you've been called to do, and you have to do it over and over. You have to believe again. When you ask me, do I believe? Yeah, I believe, but I have to keep believing. Because just when I find out I don't believe no more, then I get another dose of I believe.
Come on now.
So I had to continually get my dose of believing, because things are happening to shake me, and I wobble a little bit, but then I get my next dose of belief. So I continuously believe. I'm not just believing at one time. I have to continuously believe that God is going to do it. I just have to believe it. And next and finally is seeing is believing. And I wrote this quote, and I wrote this quote last week before last, I don't know, but it says, sometimes we have to see past what we see so that we really see what we should be seeing. and and
Mm.
and, and so many times we see, and we think we see it, but we're not seeing what we're supposed to see. We look in the natural. We'll see things didn't work out. We see, we had planned. Actually, we had planned to do something at the end of this year. That was in our vision. But God was able to see past what we were seeing. You see, and so you have to understand that a lot of times it can be frustrating when you've already planned and you already see it and you already believe it and you're walking in it. And God, I trust you. But God said, that's not in the plan. I know that was your plan, and there's nothing wrong with you planning. And they say, write the vision, make it plain. But then there comes a time when God said, okay, I'm going to take you. I know you was getting ready to go to Miami, but I'm getting ready to take you to Tallahassee, because where you're going now is where I directed, even from the foundation of this world. And a lot of times we don't want to release what God has done. We want to keep holding on. And that's why, and I'm just going to go there. That's why a lot of times, even in churches, not all churches, but some of them are going because that's what they see. That's what they believe. But God said, that's not what I would have for you for this season. Don't mean that the church will be closed, the church house will be closed forever, but we can't see past what we see. you
Mm.
know and also they said pictures are worth 1,000 words, but I disagree with that. A picture is worth a whole more than that, because I even with what we've prepared and what we've done, and the stuff we've done, even when we wrote at the end of last year, when we made sure we had our topics for the year. We didn't know when we did those topics that they would fall in place. We didn't. All we knew is we had some topics like, "Ooh, girl, that look good. Oh, yeah, we're gonna talk about that." But you know what? God had the topics at the right time, at the right place to fall, right what we need. That's why the topic appears like that we're putting topics to fit what's going on. No, those topics were already there. God put it there. And
Mhm.
so sometimes we just, like I say, sometimes we have to see past what we see so that we are, so that what we really see, what we should be seeing. And so I need to ask you tonight, are you really seeing what you should be seeing? Are
Mm.
you really seeing what your eyes said? I be trying so hard. I said, God, give me discernment, because discernment allow you to see past what you're seeing. God, open my spiritual eyes so I can see past what I'm seeing. God, open the doors, God, so I can see past what I'm seeing, because what I'm seeing, it appears, if you really, come on y'all, if you be for real, if you really focus on what you're seeing, you'll be so aggravated, you'll be so frustrated, you won't want to go any further, because it don't look like you're going to be able to go to the next level. So you have to learn how to see past what you're seeing. And I told God, I want to see past what I see, and I want to see past everything that I know, and I want to see what God sees for me. So just know that you are beautiful. And these are the things you need to help you get to the next level. You're already beautiful. You're already pretty.
Right.
You're already looking good. But in order to clear up some things, you have to understand that you are indeed beautiful.
Beautiful. All right.
And so Miss Kim, she just means keep it moving. I love Miss Kim. She keep it moving. She said regardless of what, I'm gonna keep going. I know it looks bad. I got a car and the tires are bald, but I got to keep moving. I got a car, I need an oil change. You know how it is, y'all, and that's how we need to do our vision. Just like you do your cars, you get your oil change. You get new tires, and you try to make sure you get your business the same way to operate. And I know it's a little different now, but I'm noticing something when I noticed something, how everybody's catching on to the vision. Because see, I know a lot of people didn't want to stop going to church, but all of a sudden, all these places are popping up. Why? Because people see the vision. So that's why you got to see past what you see, because God's saying, this is what I want you to do in this season. So keep it moving. It means to, first thing I want to talk about is bust a move. Bust a move. When when I was looking at that, I was thinking about when I was younger, that's what we used to do. And and bust a move simply means that you was gonna get out there and you're gonna throw down dancing and you're gonna break it all the way down.
Right.
So that's what bust a move mean. But that's what we need to do in our lives. We got to throw down some stuff. You got to understand that God have given you something, and you got to be like we used to do with those dances. Because I was a dancer when I was younger, and I could do all the robot, all that stuff, and I really could throw down. And so now that God got me on this side, now I'm learning how to throw down in my business, and throw down in my ministry. And God allowed me and allowed so many other people to have a mountain, because my mountain was designed so that I could show you how you can move it. See, when people look at us sometimes and they say, well, how did they make it? Well, God allowed us to have a mountain, because see, that mountain, either you're going to go around it, either you're going to go over it, or either God he'll put a path in it. And so that mountain was not created, Anita, just to cause you heartache and disappointment. But that mountain was created because somebody was going to look at Anita Faye Wilson one day and try to figure out, how did she get through this? How does she have 2,150 businesses and still standing? Anita, I gave you some extra businesses. How did she walk away from a job, you making substantial money even in that day and age, for what she was doing? And so, but God allowed her to go through that mountain. So now the next woman can look at her. She can be say, wow, you know what? I got this business right here. I want to talk to you. What did you do? How did you go about it? So, and that's why we have to bust a move, Anita.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I have to remind everybody that's listening, I know you going through, but I want you to type something for me in the chat. Just say, I got next.
Mm.
I got next. I know you've been going through. I know it's been frustrating. I know you want to throw in the towel, but I'm here to let you know that I got next. I just believe it. And so that's what this believing is. You have to get it in your spirit, man, that you got next, that regardless of what it looks like, I'm going to keep going. Because eventually my dream, my vision, my organization, whatever God called you to do is going to come to pass.
Okay.
And I'm just telling y'all, I think you should go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should go for it. You ready to bust a move, right? Bust a move, you ready to get to the next level. So when you bust a move, when I used to dance, there was some difficult dance. I used to do the frog and all that stuff. That was very difficult. But you know what? When it was time for me to dance, we would dance, and then when I grew up in Bunny, and then we would, hit the person hand and then it's time to go in and you do your thing. So I got next. And I just think that you should go for it. So it's bust a move. But not only that, you got to take a chill pill. You know, you got to calm yourself down. I was looking at this video. This little girl was telling her mom and dad at divorce, and little Asian girl, and she was so powerful. And she said, you know, she said, "Mom, calm yourself down. You too high. Calm yourself down." Because listen, you can work yourself up all you want. It's not
Right.
going to change anything. And so when I was looking at this, I was looking at some other ways to really look at take a chill pill. You know, you got to ease it, does it? You know, you got to get a cool head, collect one's thought. You know, you got to get a grip. You know, you got to be cool as a cucumber. You know, you have to understand that don't stress the could have. If it should have, it would have. Let me say that again. Don't stress the could have. If it should have, it would have. And also stress spelled backwards is dessert. Now I'm getting to the point in my life, I got to learn how to walk in some stuff that's sweet. Because I've already had some
Oh, man.
disappointment. I've already had some aggravation. I already had some things that I didn't think I would make it through. I didn't even think I would live to be who I am if I told my story, how I walked through some stuff. So now that I understand that, you know, when it stress is spelled dessert. So, hey, y'all, turn it around. God is getting ready to turn some stuff around and allow you to walk in and some sweet stuff and some awesome stuff where you be glad to wake up in the morning when life is becomes sweet. And I don't think this pandemic just by happenstance. Sometimes things have to happen to get us to really think. Because now what we had to do, we had to change some stuff. We had
That's
to come up
right.
with a new strategy. And so life happens. So what if it didn't work out yesterday? Then change your strategy. Maybe you need to do something different. Maybe you need to look at something. Maybe you need to hook up with the movement a little more, you know, and get some ideas and help you get to the next level.
Come on.
Next is food for thought. In your meditation time, and that time that God gives you to really think. Because let me tell you this, every time I meditate with God, it's not always that I'm gonna have a Bible that I'm looking in. I try to make my life my Bible. Of course I read the word, that's important to me. But you know, there are times I have food for thought and I have to think about things because I write a lot. And so I'm always thinking. And so there are 3 words that sum up life. If you ever want to sum up life, I'll give you 3 words. It moves on. It moves on, period. So you can get caught up and get all aggravated, but I promise you, if Jesus don't crack the sky, the sun will come up tomorrow. So you
Come
got to
on,
understand
preacher.
that life goes on. And let me tell you this. I saw this. I saw this. Actually, this is not one of mine. I found it. But anyway, say school taught me a lesson and gave me a test. In life, you're given a test that teach you a lesson. Let me say that again. When I was in school, it taught it taught a lesson, and then they gave me a test because you know when you were in school, you had to learn the information. Then they give you a test. But in life, you're given a test that teach you a lesson. So with life it teaches you. I mean, with life, you go through some ups and downs and some situations and times you want to give up and walk away. That's what life does. But it teaches you. And let me say this. In my walk with God, I learned something. There's no substitute for the real thing. See, I've had a whole lot of stuff. I've had a whole lot of things, but you know, there's nothing like the real thing. And that's what kept me going. And that's what kept me able to go to the next level. It's the thing of God. So there's nothing like that. And finally, as I hasten to my close, life is open and shut case. I believe it, and that settles it. I mean, I accept that life will throw you curves. I accept that every day will not be Sunday. I accept that I may even have to cry sometime. I accept that I may be disillusioned and I may want to walk away. I accept that. But you know what? I also accept that God is a healer. I accept the fact that He is a deliverer. I accept the fact that He'll cover me even when I don't want to be covered. I accept the fact that even sometimes when I don't even want to do the things I've been called to do. See, this is an open and shut case. So whatever you're going through, you have to learn how to keep it moving. Don't doubt yourself. That's what haters are for. Don't doubt yourself. That's what your haters are for, to doubt you. But God has put something on you, and that's an open and shut case. I will make it to the next level. I will build my vision. I will build my dreams.
Yes.
I will go to the next level. I will keep going
Yes.
even when it don't look like I can make it. It's an open and shut case. I'm going to win. I already know I'm going to win. The key is I got to keep going. And so I got to be Miss Kim today. And if you would type in the chat, just say, I'm Miss Kim. I'm Miss Kim, because I'm going to keep it moving regardless of what life throws at me. Because one thing about life, there will be love, there will be connection, creation, and kindness, But I'm here to tell you, just hang on in there regardless of what it looks like. Miss Kim said, keep it moving. Why? Because there's a dream and a vision on the inside of you. And so even though you may struggle and sometimes get so tired, we stop by here to let you know that it's time to keep moving, bust a move, take a chill pill, go to the next level. Just know Miss Kim watching you. And so is the movement. It's time to get to the next level.
Goodness, my Lord. My God, my God. It's like, how people used to say, I don't know how I'm going to follow that. But that was an amazing, amazing presentation in that.
Oh,
And
well,
the thing is, we're talking about how, anxiety and doubt and lack of confidence can get the best of us, but we have to learn to remain calm and to keep our peace and hold the faith. How long? Until forever comes. Until forever comes. Now, I looked at the word forever. It is an interesting word. I mean, I saw, a whole lot of definitions that kind of said one and the same all through it. But there was one quote that I found. It was a piece of a quote, and it said that forever has a beginning, but it has no end. Forever has a beginning. It starts, but it has no ending. It doesn't end. It just is forever until the end of time. And the only one who can promise anything forever, who can say anything is forever, and who can love you forever throughout eternity is God. Even when when people get married, they say, they vow to love until death do us part. Because when you're parted by death, it's like, okay. And so until now, your end is forever for your life on earth, but it's not forever, because there is life after we walk on this earth. And the one who's in charge of forever is God. So there are some things that we have to maintain because of the fact that we've been called to do something, because of the fact that we have, our dreams and our visions and our goals and aspirations and the things that we're fighting for and struggling for and believing God for. Our title within itself, I want to put a tag on each and every point in our title. The first one was to keep calm. And when I looked at, I'm like, okay, keep calm. How long? Forever. Until forever comes. And I want to tag that with the passage of scripture. And as I looked through the Bible, and I was like, oh my God, God is so awesome. He has a promise and a forever for everything that he said, that everything that he does, everything that he promises. There's a stamp of approval on it. And there's a stamp that says, this will be forever. Now, when you're talking about staying calm and keeping away from anxiety, there's a passage of scripture in Isaiah 32:17 that says, the fruit of that righteousness will be peace. Its effect will be quietness and confidence. How long in it? Forever. Forever. Type that in. Girl, y'all, we're going to be typing it forever for a second. Type in that word, forever. Because we get so caught up on what is right now that we lose sight of what God said to us, what he promised, what he has promised us. Because the thing is, he is still God. And as long as he said it, it settles it. Psalms 29:10 said, the Lord sits enthroned over the flood, and the Lord is enthroned as king. How long? Forever.
Forever.
He is forever king. So we have to maintain our ability to stay calm, and not just staying calm, but we have to keep moving. We have to keep things going. We have to stay right there, because let me tell you something. Because he is forever. Psalms 33:11 says, but the plans of the Lord stand firm. How long?
Forever.
Forever. Type it in.
Come on.
He has a plan. He has a plan for you. But we have to keep believing, because God has said, when God says something, he means it. Don't start wavering now, y'all. Some of us quit when we're so close to the finish line. We'll be right there at the brink, and we'll give up and throw in the towel. And if you would look up at, I believe that if God was to show us how close we were to some things, it's like, man, if you would have just believed. He said in Ezekiel 37:26, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It will be an everlasting covenant. I will establish them and increase their numbers, and I will put my sanctuary among them for how long, Annette? Forever. Type it in, y'all. Forever. He said this forever, y'all. He is still God.
All right. Come
for
on
the
now.
Lord is good.
Come
Psalms
on
105. For the Lord is good. His mercy endures how long?
Forever.
Forever. And his truth endures to all generations. Not just yesterday, not just today, but tomorrow and every day after that, and then after that. Because remember, it has a beginning, but it has no end. So as long as you are breathing, because what you do now, it leaves a mark on the earth. Trust me. If you do nothing, your nothingness will leave some kind of nothing mark on this earth. But wouldn't it be great to do something and leave a legacy?
Come on.
Because we're created by a God who stepped out in the middle of nothing and said, let there be. And there still is today. And if he had that power, and when Jesus got up on the third day with all power in his hand, and the same power we have, we just don't use it. But imagine if we just exercised that power and spoke those things that are not as though they were, and really believe God with the same boldness and confidence and that power. Imagine what you can leave on this earth. Imagine what you can leave for your children and your children's children. Because he says, I know the plans that I have for you.
Come on.
He knows. He has a plan. And his plan stands firm. How long?
Forever.
Forever. And that's a long time, y'all. And I'm excited. It makes me excited when I can look at things from that perspective, when I can look at my situation, when I can look at my life and say, you know what? God has not forgotten about me. I'm still here. I might not be a spring chicken no more, but I surely have the use and activity of my limbs. I can see, I can speak, I can breathe. I'm getting up every day, not just to take up space and suck up his oxygen, but I'm here on this earth every day because I still have purpose. And it's up to me to get moving in that purpose. So instead of getting up and wallowing in the anxiety, I have to get in the mirror to myself. And I've already planned that tomorrow my mirror image is going to be these forever passages of scripture. Oh, I've looked up about 50, 60 of them. And I'm going to recite those passages to myself because I need to make sure that I stay calm. I need to continue to believe in the God who is forever. Jesus the Christ, the same yesterday, today, and how long in it?
Forever.
Forever. So I have to get up with that boldness and stand in the mirror and affirm to myself. I dare each and every one of you. I have like ebook. I dare you to declare. I dare you to get up and start declaring that.
Come on.
I dare you to declare his foreverness. I dare you to declare his promises over your life. I dare you to speak life and hope and peace over your life and over your situation daily. I dare you to do it. That's when we start to see things happen. That's when we can really bust a move, as Annette said.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And the doors of the church are open. Oh man, that's just a little jokey joke for those of you who are watching us on Facebook. It's a little inside joke because we have Woo Woo. Woo Woo is our associate minister on here, and she always says, "Won't you come?" I'm excited, y'all. Even in the midst of all of the stuff that's going on, and you know, I was saying to somebody the other day, and she was saying, "How do you say that with you smiling and believing and happy?" And I'm like, because I know that I said it months ago because I knew I watched the pattern of things, and I watched how, I watched, scripture and prophecy and how God moves. And I know that this thing was going to get worse before it got better.
Yeah.
But it is going to get better.
It is.
It is definitely going to get better. And we received a prophetic word last week. I've been holding on to that one from the prophetess Annette L.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I'm holding on to that prophetic word.
Yes,
because I know that God, he said he would never leave us nor forsake us. He wouldn't. Robert says, I once was old, young, but now I'm old. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg bread.
Yeah.
God is going to answer. God is going to deliver. God is going, let me tell you, it's some people who on here, your stuff is about to turn. Oh my goodness, I feel it. Your stuff is about to turn around. What you have been believing God for, what you have been standing firm in your faith for, knowing what God said to you, God is about to answer. God is about to move some things supernaturally. You are closer than you think. And I speak that. You are closer than you think. Type that in because somebody else might need to hear that. You might need to hear it resonate yourself. Type in, you are closer than you think. You're closer than you think. You're closer than you think, Annette. You're closer than you think, Woo, Carrie, Danielle, you are closer than you think. Sandy, you're closer than you think. You're closer than you think, Valerie. You're closer than you think, LaShavia. You're closer than you think, Yolanda, Brenda, Steen, whoever else was on Facebook. You are closer than you think. Whoever's watching this in the future, you are closer than you think. Just keep calm. Keep moving.
Yes.
And keep believing. Don't quit. Don't throw in the towel. It ain't the time. You're almost there. Oh man. What an incredible discussion, in that.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for your future.
I'm excited for you too, Miss Anita.
I really am. I mean, I'm so moved by your ability to just keep the faith no matter what. And you don't stop.
Mm-mm. I won't stop.
And you're not gonna stop.
No, I don't care about. I had to do something 100 times the same thing. I'm not. But I'm not, because I've spent so much of my life stopping.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. So
I'm believing God. I'm believing God for everybody on here who has a dream, a hope, a vision, a purpose. I'm believing God for your purpose, for you to see it come to fruition. That God has not forgotten you. It's not a lost cause. Just because it doesn't look, I said this in the beginning, just because it doesn't look like you think it ought to look right now doesn't mean that God is not working. When he puts something in your heart and you actually take the time to listen to your spirit and not your head, you can see things, you can hear things, your spirit can allow you to start believing in things that to the average person seems impossible or crazy. But you have to keep moving.
okay, talk to me a minute, okay?
Because a lot of us are called into doing something. We're doing things that and believing God for stuff that He told us, and it doesn't seem like it's working out right now. But don't give up. Keep believing. God, like I said earlier, and I needed to repeat this for somebody. God will either redirect you, or you just have to wait. But either way, He is answering. Don't give up. Amen.
Amen.
Man. All right. Well, we are done with our discussion tonight. We're so glad you decided to join us. You know, if anybody wanted to talk, they could have unmuted themselves, but we are excited every single week.
Yes.
And then you want to say anything before we log off?
Just keep the faith, y'all. Keep calm. Just keep calm. Keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight.
Thank you. You all could have gone anywhere else, but you decided to stop by here. And if you came on late, I urge you to go back and watch this from the beginning. I always leave it up on Facebook, but we do post them on YouTube a few weeks after we stream. But hey, we're here every Wednesday at the same time, same place, different topic, great discussion. And we would love to have you join us on Zoom, or you can tune in on Facebook here live. But we're excited for your future, and we're believing God for some supernatural things. Don't lose faith and don't lose hope in this season, because it's just that is a season, and it too shall pass.
Yes.
All righty. Well, y'all have a great evening. Enjoy your week. And again, we'll be back. We'll be back next week, y'all. And we want to see you all back with us.
Bring some gifts. Bye. Bring somebody.
Bring somebody with you. We love you guys.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, man, my way. Just wait.
Getting your little your princess wave.
Yeah.
Oh man. What a great discussion.
It really was, yes.
God always has a way of moving supernaturally. We're excited
always.
every single week. Every single week.